5 key developments since Trump's Jerusalem move. Violence, protests and arrests have followed U.S. President Donald Trump's decision to recognize Jerusalem as the capital of Israel. Donald Trump made the announcement on December 6 and said the U.S. would begin the process of moving its embassy to the city from Tel Aviv. The decision broke with decades of U.S. policy on Jerusalem. The international community has never recognized Israel's claim to the entire city. Under the 1947 UN Partition Plan to divide historical Palestine between Jewish and Arab states, Jerusalem was granted special status and was meant to be placed under international sovereignty and control. This status was based on the city's religious importance to the 3 Abrahamic religions: Christianity, Islam and Judaism. Palestinians see East Jerusalem, which has been occupied by Israel since 1967, as the capital of their future state. Israel meanwhile insists that the city is its indivisible capital. Here are 5 key developments since Trump's announcement. Protests. A wave of anger spread from the Middle East to the rest of the world in the days following President Trump's announcement. More than a week on, tens of thousands continued to demonstrate. 4 Palestinian protesters were killed during protests on Friday. Solidarity rallies have spread as far as Istanbul, Jakarta, Karachi, Rabat, Chicago and Tokyo. In the Middle East, protesters took to the streets of Amman, Beirut, the occupied West Bank, Jerusalem and Gaza. While Friday is a key day for rallies in the Muslim world, protesters have taken to the streets daily in the occupied Palestinian territories, prompting the excessive use of force by Israeli security. Rockets and deadly air raids. Israel launched a series of air raids, some of which turned deadly, against Palestinian targets in the days following Trump's announcement. Israeli officials claim these raids were in response to rockets from inside the Gaza Strip. On December 14, Israel struck a number of Hamas sites, including a naval facility and a military base near the al-Shadi refugee camp in northern Gaza. More than 10 attacks were carried out in total, leading to at least 2 deaths, see below, and damage to sites and nearby houses, according to a Palestinian security source. Deaths and injuries. At least 8 Palestinians have been killed by Israel since Trump's announcement, according to the Palestinian Health Ministry. 4 demonstrators, including a disabled man in Gaza who lost both his legs in previous Israeli wars on the besieged Strip, were fatally shot by Israeli forces on December 15. On December 8, 2 Hamas fighters were killed in an Israeli air raid on the besieged Gaza Strip. The individuals killed were identified as Mahmoud al-Adel, 28, and Muhammad Safadi, 30. Israeli troops shot and killed 2 other Palestinians on the same day amid protests on the Israel-Palestine border. The Palestinian Red Crescent has provided medical assistance to more than 1,933 people across the West Bank and Gaza Strip since Washington's policy change, according to the group. Arrests. Israeli security forces have arrested more than 260 Palestinians from the occupied West Bank and East Jerusalem since Trump's declaration, according to a statement made by the Palestinian Prisoners Society on December 13. Several of those arrested are children, including 16-year-old Fazi al-Jannati. An image of the teenager, blindfolded and surrounded by more than 20 Israeli occupation forces, was widely denounced as it was shared on social media earlier this week. He has denied charges of throwing stones.